Welcome to the Back to Me podcast, where we help multicultural incoming freshman women and men manage their entire college experience throughout post-graduation to successfully transition into entrepreneurship and corporate workspaces as new hires.
Back to me. Oh, I turned it around. I'm back to me. I finally figured it out. I'm back to me. So when you think you have nothing, back to me. I go back to me. Yeah, I'm back to me.
Hello, everyone. It's your host, Yoli Tamu. This week for our Ready, Set, Leap series, I am very excited to welcome the very student who first inspired me to begin serving college students so many years ago. In this episode, we meet Rwanda Carter, Psychiatric Social Worker for LAUSD's Black Student Achievement Plan, also known as BSAP. Born in Belize and raised in Watts, Rwanda shares how her parents' sacrifices inspired her to uplift her community, build belonging, and lead with purpose. She recalls finding her voice through campus organizations like the National Society of Black Engineers and the Summer Engineering Experience for Kids, programs that nurtured her drive to serve others. Now, as a mentor and advocate, Rwanda has come full circle, creating opportunities for high school students to experience growth, community wellness, and college exploration. Her powerful journey proves that when you invest in underserved communities, the results ripple across generations. Enjoy. Okay, I'm trying to contain myself. But I have told so many people that it has been students that have encouraged me to step into the college realm. And I have one of my students. She's a grown woman. And we have reconnected after so many years. She is the Black Student Achievement Plan Psychiatric Social Worker for LAUSD, Miss Rwanda Carter. How are you, ma'am?
Hi, Yoli.
Oh my God.
Long time no see. I am well, and I'm so grateful to be able to be here with you and just, that full circle coming on back. So I am so glad to be here today, and it has been going well. How are you?
Oh, I'm so good. And it just fills my heart to see you. Because I met you as a teenager, and now you are in your 20s and beyond.
I love the way you put that.
And beyond.
Okay.
Okay. Doing the darn thing. And we are still connected. So I am so grateful to have you. And I'm so, excited for you that you are in your career. And it all started, in that little after school program we were doing. It propelled you.
It did. It really did.
God.
So to be able to still have this connection.
It's amazing. It's God's grace. And that you're the one that told me, go ahead and give this college thing a try. Come on out here and speak to my clients.
Yes, at Cal State Fullerton. Yes.
Oh, so good. Okay, look, we can talk forever. Okay, but for our listeners, we are here. And as you see, I'm still doing this work. And we are serving that college freshman that was very similar to you, that was making their way into the world of college and all that came with it.
Yes.
And we've also adopted the postgraduate, the one heading out. They're concerned as well. And so I know you can speak about all of those things.
Absolutely.
Yes. So I wanted to just really start you off with, what took you on this path or what sent you down this path to serve students in mental health in this way?
So just going on the career path of being a social worker, I had a lot of life experiences, right, that really brought me here. So I did grow up in the community of South Central LA, particularly Watts, and I was the offspring of immigrant parents. My parents immigrated to this country in their late teenage years. They are from Belize, and I really just always had this outlook of bettering the community, pouring into others, being able to do things and to uplift others to do things that otherwise would not have been possible if we didn't facilitate that level of community, in addition to being able to pick others up who were going through just certain barriers, such as for my parents, for example, being able to live in America, thrive, because as a 17-year-old, I couldn't imagine what that was like to do that. It's very challenging. And as we see in the climate today, it continues to be challenging. Yeah. So a lot of my future was shaped by wanting to overcome, wanting to make my parents and myself proud because it came from sacrifices. And so when I pursued social work, I know a lot of that work involves being able to connect, being able to do those things that people say we can't a lot of times. And so the Black community was one that was my main focus. And I was blessed to be put in a position where when I pursued social work and I came right out of grad school, I was able to become a part of this program where we were serving a diverse community with the emphasis on Black students who a lot of times face barriers because we're historically, and I'm going to put emphasis on not disadvantaged, right? We're not a disadvantaged people, but underserved. That's right. People. So I wanted to be able to support those communities. So as I sit here today, I am the Black Student Achievement Plan Psychiatric Social Worker for Los Angeles Unified School District, and I have been for the past 4 years and counting. So this work really was shaped by the outlook of a kid growing up in South Central, having immigrant parents, having experiences where I understand because of my skin color, there's barriers to the help or access I get, and mental health being a big one. So I wanted to fill that gap, right? And reduce the stigma that a lot of times we see, reduce the barriers to mental health that we see. I wanted to be a part of that community that sets that path forward. So that's amazing. That was it.
Oh my goodness. So you knew this as a high school student heading into college. You knew you wanted to serve community, or did it come to you after you finished college?
You know, I would say that helping careers, as we call them, I felt that it was something I was gravitating towards naturally, because by the time I graduated high school and went to college, my major ended up being sociology. And sociology is the study of human behavior, right? The study of being able to identify how our society normalizes things and basically reject others. And then I decided to throw in a minor in American Studies because a lot of people don't think of it this way, but American Studies is the study of also Black people in America and beyond. So that also widened my outlook. So here I was an undergrad studying these two forms of just history and continuing history in addition to understanding why we see the things we see. And sociology, I would say, is a direct bridge into social work. So something in me, right, by the time I was 18 and in my first year at Cal State Fullerton, I knew that I wanted to study just connections we make, the reasons we do the things we do, the barriers that we see. I wanted to really just get a deeper understanding so I could be able to continue to help people, but also normalize and humanize our experiences. Because a lot of times that's what we see, a gap in that humanization of our very existence. So I would say, you know, also my parents, you know, just who they are as individuals, right? How they navigated through, you know, just lived experiences and how they raised me. So I feel naturally it was that giving spirit and wanting to help and wanting to uplift that I also ended up here. So by the time I was 18, I would say it was pretty clear, you know, like this is the work I want to do. And then pursuing social work is what really allowed me to hone in on that skill set because it did feel natural. It did feel like a calling.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought up your parents because I remember when you invited me to come to Cal State Fullerton, it was a mother-daughter tea, right?
Yes, it was the tea.
See, I remember. It was for the organization Sistertalk. So yes. Tell us about that organization and why did you choose that for that student that's listening, looking for a place to be on campus?
Absolutely. So I became a part of Sistertalk right away when I started college. So I went to an event for oncoming freshmen, and Sistertalk was there. And at the time, it was Principal Gordon. He was the leader, the college president, I should say. He was Black. And so he had this program where oncoming freshmen would come, and he wanted us to get involved. If you were a student at Cal State Fullerton in 2011, you know there was a sign all around campus that said, get involved. So that was a part of that initiative. And Sistertalk was at this, recruitment, essentially. So I was like, oh, I like the way, they're presenting themselves and what they got going on and the reasoning behind it. So at the time, Black students made up 2% of the student population at Cal State Fullerton. And Cal State Fullerton has 39,000 students. At least they did in 2011. So I was like, oh, we're 2%. I really need to make sure I have a community here. So that was my protective factor, right? Just making sure I had that level of connecting with others and knowing that I wasn't alone, because this is what really allows that retention to happen at colleges and universities like Cal State Fullerton, where we don't see too much of ourselves. So that's what made me join Sistertalk. And then when it came down to our annual tea, I was just thinking, we were in the meeting and they said, we need a speaker. And I'm like, a speaker? Really thinking about it. And you came right to mind. I said, I'm going to reach out to Yoli because we stayed in contact. We always, if I didn't have a number, I had an email. Yep. So I reached out and you were so gracious to do our tea. And all the background planning, you were so flexible with us. And when the event came down to it, you gave a monumental speech and everyone enjoyed it. And I was grateful to be able to bring you there. Back then, I didn't feel the gravity that I feel of it today. Yeah. I knew it was great. Really look back now, I'm like, this is how things should be done. This is how we foster connection and keep our community uplifted and supported and connected. So that was how it came down to it. I just really wanted to pay it forward. And it was really meant because that's all you've been preaching as long as I've known you.
Oh, you're the best, man. I mean, they say what, out of the mouths of babes? You directed me. I listened and I showed up. So I'm thankful to you. So now, okay, so as a BSAP PSW and a former LAUSD student, I mean, you have all of the experience for these students. You and I talked about the after-school programming that I put together and then just other after-school programming opportunities. Why do you think those are important, particularly for a college-bound student?
Yes, so programming and just staying connected, very important because I couldn't imagine seeing my way otherwise. So being a part of that after-school program with Yoli at Westchester Recreational Park, being in a community setting was important for me and other peers that was in that group because we otherwise didn't have it. When we were in school, right, you in high school, just kind of going through the motions. When you are able to really sit down in a community where people are pouring into you, telling you things that otherwise you wouldn't have known and not judging you. This is like a judgment-free space. Yeah. Okay? These are the places we need to find ourselves because there's so many other pressures and external concerns that we get misguided. So this program kept me guided in all of my pursuits. And then as it related to college and going through my undergraduate career, staying in programs like Sistertalk, continuing to have that support and connection because we meet people who we don't know what they may be able to do for us in college and beyond. And I say that because I got connected with NSBE. This is the National Society of Black Engineers through my good friend Tolu. And we were a part of the program called SEEK, the Summer Engineering Experience for Kids. Now, I didn't pursue engineering in college or the STEM fields, but having that, again, community and connection allowed me to have this summer experience right after I graduated. And Yoli, remind me, was this the just basis of your question in terms of after college?
Yeah, after high school and when you get to college,
Yes.
I think it needs to continue, as you said.
Yes.
Look for your
Yes.
community immediately
Yes.
when you
Yes.
get on that campus.
Absolutely. So, yeah, after high school, right? Got into college, Sistertalk, graduated college, NSBE and SIG because of my connections that I made.
Mhm.
Because Tolu, I met him at a Sistertalk event. It was our Thrones of Black Kings event. We throw events where we celebrate each other. The men have one, they have it, and it's called Why I Love Black Woman. And then we wanted to pay it forward to them. And so we started Thrones of Black Kings. I met Tolu, we connected right away, and he was the one who got me into NSBE and SEEK. So I was able to do that immediately, graduating from Cal State Fullerton. I mean, that summer, it was summer 2016. And that was a connection I made just through knowing Tolu. And guess what? I did it for 2 more summers after that. I became a mentor the first summer. I did it again, became a lead mentor, and then I did it again and became a site lead.
So it keeps moving, it keeps going.
Absolutely. And it took me to DC for 2 years. I ran an all-girls camp as the site lead. It took me to Compton. It took me to Hawthorne. This is a national program. And so, again, the idea is just stay connected because otherwise, right, we wouldn't be able to do these things without making those relationships and community, right? This is one person that was able to help me get into programs that are really meaningful. SEEK serves underserved communities purposely. That is its goal because they want to increase the number of Black engineers. So we are working with students in communities that are predominantly Black, and we're serving overall Black students, and we're giving them introductory levels of engineering and STEM education. And the great part was at the end of the week, they got to have competitions to show their parents all they've learned. So it was a very community-based, uplifting setting where we were able to work with these students and really improve their outlook on the things they can do. Because they felt confident, right? They get to show their parents and their mentors at the end of the week all they've accomplished, and we got to guide them through that. And it's very similar to the work I do today. A lot of guidance, support, representation, being Black, it really set the precedent.
I was going to ask you that as a PSW, the high school seniors or maybe the juniors or maybe all the students, are you introducing them to programming to set them up for the college experience?
Yes. So as a member of the Black Student Achievement Plan team, we have a lot of programming that we engage our kids in because we want them exposed to not just extracurricular activities, but co-curricular too, things that are building on the education they're already engaged in. Just yesterday, we took them to the Young Women's Conference in Carson, California, hosted by the mayor. And our girls, our cheerleaders got to perform for the mayor, and a lot of women that were there. A lot of it was just to build skills on mental wellness, financial literacy, and really to pour back into the community. Coming up, we have another field trip, right? We're taking them to the HBCU Day at Los Angeles Trade Tech College. After that, we got College Access Day at Cal State Dominguez Hills. And after that, we got the HBCU Caravan, which will be at the Carson, I believe, Community Center or Civic Center. So we keep the kids engaged. I personally get the luxury of recruiting students with my BSAP team. So we're able to put emphasis on students supported by BSAP to have these experiences that they would not have had if we didn't mobilize the way we do. And the big, just prize and gift of a lot of the work we do is our spring college tours too. And that will be next year. I will be going with our 10th graders to North Carolina. It'll be a 3-night trip. In addition to San Francisco with our 9th graders, which will be a 1-night trip. Our seniors are going to Alabama and our juniors are going to Sacramento. So I didn't have this around when I was in high school.
At all.
I'll say that.
Neither one of us.
I'll say that. So
Very fortunate.
I am happy for them. And I'm glad I could be a part of that history in the making, because I'm just appalled and grateful for them that they have these experiences. And these are just the things I know of. There will be other things along the way. Like, I know we're interested in taking our kids to a Black-owned farm in Santa Clarita called Bloom's Ranch. And I really like the messaging behind it and what they're trying to do. And so we want to continue to get our kids, just their minds to expand and to have these experiences.
I'm so glad you brought up particularly that HBCU caravan, because we're sitting here talking about the Connection Continues. And from my understanding, the California Community College has this initiative to connect these community college students, because not everybody's going to a 4-year right away.
Yes.
Helping them transfer into HBCUs. They have partnerships.
Absolutely. Yes. If I didn't already have my master's, when I went on the HBCU tour about 2 years ago, when I went to Alabama State University and Tuskegee and Clark, even though I finished a lot of my college experience, it was something about being there. The atmosphere just, it consumes you in a good way.
Yes.
Of just seeing these young Black people who are creating futures to better themselves and others is such a great atmosphere to be in. So I can only imagine being a high school student, if you were not considering an HBCU in that moment, you knew that I will be attending an HBCU. I will find my way to make it happen. So I am very glad they have this experience, because I know it has shifted a lot of minds about if they wanted to go to a historical Black college or not. So it's a very important tour, and I hope Los Angeles Unified School District continues to have this through BSAP and beyond, because it really sets the tone. And the community college initiatives, I'm glad they're doing that as well. I hear a lot about these emoja, programs. Speaking of, right? My good friend Tolu that I mentioned earlier, he is running it at MSJC. It's a community college out in Temecula. So these rooms are really paying it forward and doing the work to keep our students connected and making sure they have these futures where they are able to really connect and do well and go on to 4 years. So I'm really glad. I'm really glad they're around, because once again, they were not around once upon a time.
Yeah. And this is very encouraging, because, we're living in a time where it's just getting crazier and crazier. And students are like, wow, I'm not going to be able to afford college. Where is my goal? What is my purpose anymore? Because there's so much chaos. So as we wrap up, our final words of encouragement, I'm just thinking about that student, that's just currently trying to hold on to the hope and their purpose during this college journey and this experience. Do you have some words of encouragement to help them continue to fly in this experience?
Yes. Trust your journey. Do not be discouraged, especially if you feel like you should be further along than you currently are. Time is your friend, right? It's going to happen. It may not be when you want it to happen, but it will happen. It's not if, right? It's when it's ready. So do not be discouraged in your current journey where you are. Life can take you many places. Speaking to my own journey, before I went back to grad school, I took a 3-year gap. In that gap, I was able to become a part of programs that it'll always be a part of my brag sheet, including I got to do a leadership conference where I served as his liaison. I was a part of the Millennium Momentum Foundation Leadership Development Institute. I got to graduate from it, and I got to be a liaison. Right after that, I moved to Spain. I taught English in Spain because I wanted to travel, and it was a great way to live abroad, travel, work, make a little money. And it's a part of my story. And it's a part of my story that I'm very proud of, and working with children with autism. That's what I did during my 3rd gap year. And building those skills and building that level of just expertise before I honed in and decided that I'm going to further my education and get my Master of Social Work. A lot of times we only hear about a gap year. We don't talk about the 3 years or the 4 years or the 5 years and what you did in between. So do not be discouraged in when things happen, whether it's after high school, after undergrad, things are falling into place. You may not know how they're going to fall into place, but they're going to fall into place. So stay encouraged and don't limit yourself and allow those connections that you've made guide some of your just decisions. Because again, I did programs like Seek, thinking like, well, don't I got to be an engineer? I majored in sociology. You sure? Oh, we absolutely want you, because not only are you not in a discipline and you could offer another perspective, but you're going to get to see how this connects what you're going to do later on, right? Being a part of a program like Seek, Summer Engineering Experience for Kids, and then becoming a part of the Black Student Achievement Plan.
Right.
Trying to increase access to things we did not once have access to for diverse communities, with the emphasis on Black communities. This is the work I get to do. So stay encouraged and know that your path is going to be one you'll be proud of, and allow time to do its thing.
My goodness. Wow. Your students are very fortunate to have you. You have lived it and now you are teaching it. Okay.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Thank
Well, I
you so
appreciate
much.
it. Yes. So such a full circle moment. This is a great time to be alive. So thank you, ma'am. So now if they want to learn more about BSAP or, get in touch with you want to send us to a website or maybe LinkedIn, where would you like to send everyone?
Yes. Okay. I will provide my LinkedIn, and you can find out more about the Black Student Achievement Plan via LAUSD. You could just put in a Google search and it'll take you right to the main page, and it'll show you the schools that are supported by BSAP, because they fall into different levels. We have group 1, 2, and 3, and I'm currently serving Carson High School. So I am very grateful, and you can find out more information about the work we do, the programming we have, including the different roles. For example, my team consists of the BSAP PSW, myself. We have a school climate advocate. We have a A through G counselor. We have a restorative justice counselor, because we are restorative over here. We have a community rep, because we want to engage our communities. Attendance counselors, you name it. We are not limited, because we really want to pour into the students and make sure they are able to have effective educational journeys with minimal barriers. We're trying to reduce those barriers. So I will provide my LinkedIn once again. You could connect with me there. And I'm so glad that I was able to connect with the Back to Me podcast today.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You give me a reason to keep going. Thank you.
Please.
All right. Well, you have a fantastic weekend. I appreciate your time, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you more.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us. So be sure to take full advantage of the organizations on your campus. They just may lead you into the career that's been waiting for you. For more information about other episodes, remember to subscribe to the Back to Me podcast, College and Beyond. I'm your host, Yoli Tamu. Leave a review at the end of this podcast. And if you would like to learn more about other special events, join our community on our YouTube channel at the Back to Me podcast, or simply text Back to Me to 833-206-4565. Until next time, be well.